podcast. Awful.
Yo, Kyle.
My intros are awful, everybody. But welcome back to the No Sauce Podcast with Kyle and John. Man, my intros are awful. John thought about doing it, but see, I'm the host or maybe co-host or the guy that's, set everything up. So I'm going to take the lead here. And that's why I introduce our podcast.
Yeah, well.
It doesn't work out sometimes, as you just saw, but I'm not going to edit that out because we want to show both our failures and our successes in this podcast. Oh, good times. Good times.
Love it.
Yeah, so my kid doesn't know how to play basketball. I really need to work with him on that. I'm not going to lie. I love my son dearly, but he does not know how to play basketball.
Nope, mine doesn't either.
He will dribble a little bit, and he'll play a little bit of defense, but then he gets lost and focused on everything else, and he never touches the ball really when he's playing in his games. It's always there's two little kids that get touch the ball all the time. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
So, but not like he's actually trying. So I don't know what to do. People say, well, you got to work with him. Yeah, I know I got to work with him, and I'm working with him, but
yeah, he's
6 years old. It's hard for him to focus. He's got so much energy for everything else, and I have to step away sometimes because, well, he's 6 years old. He doesn't listen too much. So
no,
leave me alone. People, don't judge me on how I parent my kids.
Dude,
well, don't you remember the one time we came over to your house for dinner?
Yeah. Well,
you wouldn't eat his food?
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, Cooper, you need to eat your food. Coop, you need to eat your food. I didn't even say it. John said it. Like, he was bossy with my kid, and I appreciate it. Like, we're not going to lie.
Yeah. I mean,
like when his little girl, Caroline, is eating all her food, and my kid can't even touch his food.
Dude,
maybe it's a parent problem. Maybe this sounds like a personal problem that I have, I guess.
Well, no, it's something that we struggled with. We've talked about this. I grew up with some of the pickiest kid eaters ever. I mean, and granted, I know there's probably kids out there that are pretty bad, but I mean, it was like they wouldn't touch anything. Wouldn't touch anything that was a nugget or pizza. Like, you could take the same exact ingredients and just mix it up a little bit, and they wouldn't touch it. Like, I could take Chick-fil-A chicken nuggets with waffle fries and stick them inside of a tortilla. That's it. They wouldn't touch it. But everything separate, they were loving it. But now I'm to the point where, I remember growing up, it was like whatever, like when we went out to eat, whatever you ordered, that's what you got. There was none of this. Okay, well, Dad, I don't want any mustard. I want light ketchup, and I don't want the really small onions. I want the slivered onion. And it's like everywhere we go now, like, I just send everybody to go find a table, and I order for them, and it's like, okay, the one kid wants a plain burger, one wants with just ketchup, one doesn't want cheese. But at least they eat. But now I've got my oldest, who's like, tonight we went to McDonald's after our practice, and he's like, yeah, I want a quarter pounder with cheese. And I was like, okay, yeah, no onions, no mustard. And he's like, no, just put onions on there.
Good job, EJ, if you're watching this. Good job.
But no pickles. And I was like, okay, fair.
How can you not have pickles on a hamburger? Who doesn't have pickles on a hamburger?
Based on, for the longest time, he would only have ketchup. I count that as a win.
You know what, EJ? I'll give you props for ordering the quarter pounder and having the onion slivers and the mustard. But man, bud, we got to work on that pickle thing, because those make the burger, bud. Those make the burger.
When he wanted a Dr. Pepper to drink, not a Coke, and I'm like, anywhere else that would make sense for me, at least. But McDonald's, you pass them a McDonald's Coke? I don't know, man.
Yeah, I know.
You gotta make better life choices. But no, back to it, dude. My kid is exactly the same. So he's in the second grade level, and it's similar. We have 10 kids on the team, and we have about 4 of them that just a ball hog, or they're comfortable playing the game, whatever you want to call it, right?
Yep.
And it's like, if there's any other kids on the court, nobody else touches the ball. And my kid, he's great on defense, sticks with his person. And when they have the ball, he's got his arms out, and, he goes up when they go to shoot. But as far as like dribbling and stuff, the day he dribbles down, gets to half court, the kid stands in front of him, and he's just like he like retreats and starts dribbling backwards, and he's like, I can't get away from this guy. I can't. And a minute or two later, halftime calls, and he comes back over to the bench, and he's just like in tears. He's like, they wouldn't let me dribble closer to the basket.
That's funny. That's
like,
funny.
It's like, dude, you got to dribble with your eyes up, and when you get to that position, you'll either dribble out of there and then find somebody that's open, or keep your eyes up and take the shot. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I get it, man.
It's tough. The thing is, I was telling Heather, like, I didn't play junior jazz. I didn't even play competitive basketball or even like rec basketball, actual leagues until I was in 4th grade when we actually moved out to Utah. So I'm not terribly worried. He's still got some growing and understanding and learning to do, but
yeah,
the patience is tested. Like, I'm not gonna lie, the patience is tested. So
yeah, I just for me it baffles me because like I was never a superstar at any or all sports, but like they came easy, like the basics, the fundamentals, how to dribble, how to shoot, like being aggressive and not being afraid to like attack the basket or those types of things, and they just kind of came natural. And none of my kids that have played or anything like that, and it took time. Like EJ was very similar, where he looked like a clown for a while, and then towards
EJ,
the end,
your dad loves you. Your dad loves you.
But towards the end of his first season, junior jazz, he finally like started to click, and he got that confidence, and he made a couple baskets, and it was great. And the next season, same thing. And then, here we are a couple of years later, and he just decided he didn't want to play. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to force that upon him. And he enjoys sports, he enjoys watching, and that's all I can ask. So at some point, he's got to figure out what he wants to do. Baseball, it's coming along, and dude, we were actually outside today. We practiced outside. Do you believe that? 50 something degrees, little bit of snow on the ground.
Yeah, it was kind of nice. It was pretty nice. It's been nice the last couple of days. Actually, I actually smoked a pork butt on Sunday. So yeah, it's been wonderful.
Nice,
wonderful,
very nice.
So yeah, good time.
How's the? I know we wanted to talk a little bit about WAC tournament. I know for us that's something we've talked about coming up. I know we need to start planning all that, right? Making sure that
no, it's
stuff. But
I'm excited. Rob is gonna come down Friday, hang out, and it's gonna come in Friday night. So that'll be fun. I talked to our buddy Kit. He's gonna look into it too. So we may have a foursome.
Nice.
But look forward to it in March. We go down. Everybody kind of knows this. We've been down there for the last 2 years. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. 2 years.
And I watch a lot of basketball games. John just comes and hangs out and offers his what do we want to call it? He even asked some questions last year in the media stuff. It was kind of cool. So we have a good time. Got some good friends from around the league that come and hang out too, and we have some fun. And so there's a good and bad happening on Championship Saturday. So the good is that the women's championship is actually going to be on ESPNU this year, which is awesome. So nice. That's a good thing. The bad news is it's at 10:30 a.m. Las Vegas time.
Nice.
So my plan of maybe going and playing around the golf in the morning, before we go get our usual championship Saturday lunch.
Probably not gonna happen.
I'm not gonna be able to play around the golf.
Oh man,
so I'm a little disappointed in that. So if you can work it out to where you can leave Wednesday, take the day off when we get down to St. George or Mesquite or something to play around the golf that day, that'd be fantastic. But I don't want to push you. I don't want to push the buttons of your company. All right.
Well, I thought we were leaving Tuesday afternoon.
We were going to leave. Well, shoot. Now you got me all mixed up. It is. Yeah. Tuesday the 12th.
Tuesday the 12th. So when do games start? If the games start Wednesday, then let's just drive down Tuesday afternoon, That we don't need to. I mean, here's the thing, Kyle. I'm going to work while I'm down there. I'm going to have my
I know
laptop.
you are. You always do. He always
You know?
works people. This guy's a workaholic.
Yep.
Workaholic.
I love
first
it.
game starts on that Wednesday. First game starts at noon Pacific time on that Wednesday. So, yeah, there's 2 women's games and then there's 2 men's games. Men's games are in the evening because they're doing a ladder bracket this year, different bracket than they did last year.
It was a ladder.
So there'll be 2 women's games and 2 guys games every day.
Okay, so ladder bracket is like 8 plays 7, and then whoever wins plays the next.
Like
the WCC.
Seed. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So like, the top 2 seeds get a bye to the semifinals. Seeds 3 and 4 get a bye to the quarterfinals. So yeah. We'll work it out. We'll go down Wednesday, maybe play around in St. George or something, or to Vegas, whatever. I don't know, figure it out.
Yeah.
But the good news is the men's game on the men's championship game is until 8:30 p.m. Saturday night. So we could still go get our nice, tasty steak and lobster tail and mashed potatoes at Gordon Ramsay's. What's it called?
Pub and I think it's just called Gordon Ramsay's Pub and Grill. It's in the.
Is it Gordon Ramsay's Pub and Grill inside Caesar Palace?
Yeah.
We're gonna look it up, folks.
I'm pulling it up now. If I can type, dude.
Yep.
Yeah, Pub and Grill.
Gordon Ramsay's Pub and Grill inside Caesar's Palace. We go there every championship Saturday. So if anybody wants to come and hang out,
hey,
we're there. We'll be there.
So here's the question: what time do you have to be back to the stadium, or what time? I guess do we need to be back
for what? The game?
Yeah.
I know it's at 8 p.m. So I'm saying like 5:30 or 6 o'clock.
So 5:30. You want to be back?
5:30, 6 o'clock. Probably 6. Let's say 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Or 6:30. It doesn't matter.
The reason I ask, and I think we talked about this on our first podcast or second one or whatever episode, is that the dinner portion for like the beef Wellington is a bigger piece. It's not just like a half.
Ooh.
So
what time do they serve that?
That's a good question. I think it's like 4 o'clock on. So if we got like a 4 p.m. time or 4:30, it'd be pushing it, getting back by 6, but could very well be worth it.
Let's see. What do we got? They got famous fish and chips, feeling fancy. Try the beef Wellington. What is beef Wellington? What is that?
So that's where they take the petite filet or filet or whatever. They sear the outside, so they just kind of brown it, really high temp, just kind of lock in the juices and whatnot. And then they take mushrooms. I'm
not a mushroom guy, so that just went right out the door.
But basically what it is, they take like a petite filet and they put it inside like a puff pastry with like prosciutto and mushrooms and other things. It's amazing. It's really tasty. But like the lunch portion, it's nice because it comes with it's like a starter, so you can choose like a salad or their onion and ale soup, which basically is French onion. It's delicious. You get that beef Wellington as your entree, and then a dessert, you get the sticky toffee pudding, which that's worth it in and of itself. But yeah, here it is. So the dinner menu, 3 p.m.
I'm looking at it right now. Yeah.
So as long as we book a table like 3 p.m. and on, so like 3:30.
Does it say when dinner starts?
Yeah. If you go to the menus, you click dinner, right underneath it says 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. daily. So it is.
I don't see that.
It's $14 more
on their PDF. I don't see that.
No, it's not even PDF.
Oh, I'm looking at a PDF.
Well, you don't need to.
Okay, fine. I won't.
But yeah, 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. Their dinner, 3-course dinner, is $79 or $80. We'll round up. Same thing. Starter is either Caesar salad or the soup, which just go with the soup. It's amazing. You do your beef Wellington.
You can get it says you can get the beef. Wait, no, let's see.
Yeah, you can order the beef Wellington separate by itself, and it's cheaper.
Oh, you can order it for lunch.
You can, but again, the lunch beef Wellington is half of what the dinner is.
Well, I'm not going to order it anyways, so I'm not really worried about it.
I know you don't because
I'll
you
get
don't
the
like.
12. I'll probably get the 12-ounce New York strip steak like I usually get. So
Yep. Top
yeah,
top with
yeah.
top with the lobster. I get it.
I was hoping that our buddy Rob would get on here. I messaged him and sent him the link, and he's not checking his phone. So
Rob, remind
yeah.
your wife this is not co-ed. Come on, get on here, talk a little.
He's not even paying attention. Like we're not live, so he's not even paying attention.
I know. It's a
Let's
shame.
see if I can get him on the phone right now. He may be putting his girls to bed. So
Just 9:44.
well,
I'm
they
not
should
one to
be in
judge
bed.
parenting, but yeah, they should be
Yeah,
in
they
bed
should be in
already.
bed. You're right.
It's a school night.
Good point. Okay, now
It's
I'm
a
paired.
school
I'm calling him right now.
night. While you're doing that,
He's gonna come on here. He's gonna come on over. You're gonna hear it ring. See, it's ringing right now.
I don't hear it.
It's ringing. Can you hear
there
it?
we go. There,
Yeah,
I
you
can
can
hear
hear
it.
it.
I need to call you back.
Rob,
Check your Facebook messages.
I can't. I'm setting on my new phone right now.
Your what?
oh my gosh.
Set
Set
up
up
my
your
new phone.
phone. Let's go.
Oh my gosh! Hurry up and set up your new phone.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. While we wait for him, my son and I, we've decided. I like the idea of moving forward every year, doing kind of a one-off trip, or like a paired trip with a couple of my kids. Last year, I did a one-off trip with my oldest daughter. In May, we flew down to Disneyland. We had a couple days and traveled back. It was great. In the summertime, took the boys, went down to that same area, went to a ball game, went to Universal, did a day or two at Disney as well, and a lot of fun. This year, my boy and I were going to go down Dodgers Phillies. I think that first or second week of August. Shut up.
Oh, hey, by the way, did you check it out? There's a future bet out there right now that has the Cubs favored to win the NL Central next year.
Oh, whoa. Who's going to be their competition?
Coming year, 2024.
Does that also come with,
cool.
like, it is a roll of the dice if anybody from that division is actually going to finish above 500. So,
hey, somebody's got to win the division, though. So it could be the Cubs.
Whether
it could be the Cubs.
Whether
hey,
it's
Craig
the
Counsell
NL
with the Brewers
Central
to the NL Central Championship, so maybe he'll lead the Chicago Cubs to the NL Central Championship.
Championship. I also saw the saw TikTok with all of the Dodger promo things they're giving away this year.
Yeah, all the Dodgers.
That looks interesting. It's like everybody on the team gets a bobblehead. Ohtani gets like 5 or 6 different giveaway nights. There's like an Ohtani hat. There's Japanese Heritage Night, Mexican Heritage Night, bunch of stuff. But that August 7th game, Sandy Koufax bobblehead giveaway. So I can just add him up. You can't see it, but I can add him over here to my my Nomo bobblehead, just a regular old-fashioned bobblehead, a bunch of smaller ones, George Brett. Just keep the collection going.
Nice.
So it should be fun. But yeah, so he gets to see Trey Turner, Bryce Harper, all those guys from the Phillies, as well as Shohei and everybody else that the Dodgers have locked in and kept. So Freeman, Betts, it'll be great. It'll be great. So I know, judge all you want.
Yeah, check it out. The Cubs are what is that?
What are their odds?
The Cubs are the favorite to win the NL Central.
Like, what's the payout? What's the payout if they hit?
I think so it's what is that? 18-1, maybe? Is that right? No.
And where are you looking? Are you looking at DraftKings?
This one book called Bet US. They're plus 180, so if I bet $100, I'd win $180.
Yeah, so like that is the only site out there that's picking the Cubs to take that division.
That is not true.
I'm looking at it right now. Bet 365 has the Cubs at plus 200. FanDuel has them at plus 210.
Okay, so who has the team higher than that?
The Cardinals. They have the Cardinals plus 175. FanDuel has them at plus 155.
Cardinals
MGM
suck,
has them
man.
at plus 180. Caesars has them at plus 170. DraftKings is the only one out there that doesn't have the Cardinals in first. And that's the Cubs at plus 180 and Cardinals at 200.
I think they're banking on the Cubs getting Cody Bellinger back. I really do.
Yeah.
I think some of these books are betting on that because there's no market for him right now.
Yeah.
So the only place that he's going to be is in a Cubs uniform, which is fantastic. Let's see. Let me look at this Caesars app.
It's crazy. The Pirates plus 3,000 on Caesars.
Hey, you know what?
I feel bad for the Pirates, man.
Make it happen, man. Why does this log me out? It completely logged me out. Oh, no. I don't know what my login was again.
Oh, geez, Kyle.
Shut up.
Well, I'm excited. So what day are we coming back then? Are we coming back Sunday?
17th.
Look at all this. I got to start
Sunday
blocking
again.
off. I start blocking off time. So
Better.
I had one-on-one meetings with all my new reps this week, and my wife, every single time I was talking with them, because her desk sits right next to mine, and I'm sitting there talking to them about, hey guys, want to talk about your goals, what do you want to accomplish this year, blah blah blah. And then we got to like time off, and I said, guys, it's important for you to take time off to be able to like reset, control nerves, all that kind of stuff. And
oh, that's weird.
I'm like, yeah, let me know, when you want to take time off. Let's get it requested. Let's get it on the calendar, but take the time off, unplug, get away from work, and it'll do you some good. And then my wife's just over here, cackling at me or, giggling because she knows I am horrible at that. We'll take time off, like we'll go out Kansas, for instance, every summer, and I work while I'm there. For Christmas, we went out there and I worked almost every day while I was out there. So it's like, yeah, I'm gonna try to do that a little bit this summer. So, but definitely not during our Vegas trip, man. Definitely won't. You trying to?
So this one has the Cubs and the Cardinals on the Caesars app is tied at plus 170.
Yeah, it literally just changed. That's crazy. Maybe it knows we're talking.
Maybe
they took a hint from you. Like, oh, Bellinger. Okay, yeah, let's drop it.
Or maybe you're just looking at the wrong one.
Nope, I'm looking at it right here, buddy.
Can't tell.
If we did screen share and stuff, I would show you exactly what I'm looking at.
Our buddy Rob said he was setting up a new cell phone. That guy and cell phones, man. He needs to.
Does he not have an iPhone? Is he still with the
I don't know.
Android?
He probably is. Yeah, I mean, yeah, good times, great oldies. So I want to talk about something, and I should have done this on my Straight Out of Whack podcast, but I did a little bit yesterday in what I recorded.
Okay.
I hate when officials miss calls. I'm not gonna lie. I hate it. It bugs me and it drives me nuts, especially, if it could impact a game. And it did a couple of times last week in the whack. There was a foul with about 4 seconds left that should have sent SFA to the free throw line for 2 free throws when they trailed by a point to Grand Canyon. But no whistle was blown, no foul was called, nothing. GCU ended up winning the game. Then there was another one in the SFA game on Saturday where it could have went either way. You got one of the smallest guys on the floor running into the biggest guy on the floor. And so it could have went either way. There could have been a whistle blown. Maybe it wasn't a foul. It just, yeah. So anyways, that's not what I'm mad about. What frustrates the heck out of me is when people, and then in the UT Arlington Grand Canyon game, UT Arlington led by 9 with about 3.5 to go. And then Grand Canyon won by, I believe it was like 6 or 7. They ended up covering, after being done. They went on a 17-2 run to end the game.
Nice.
Okay.
Or not nice.
And, fans from UT Arlington were blaming the officiating on the reason they lost.
Mm.
Well, GCU got every whistle, and then they didn't get called for this, and they didn't, and it's like, whether or not GCU gets called for something isn't the problem here. If you can't close out a game with a 9-point lead in 3.5 minutes, that tells me a lot. And then I went back and looked at the final 3.5 minutes, the possessions that they had: missed layup, missed jumper, missed 3-pointer. It's like,
yeah,
you didn't hit shots, and you took more 3-pointers than any other shot down the stretch. And it's like, you didn't attack. That's the difference between you and Grand Canyon getting calls. Grand Canyon attacks and gets to the free throw line and wins. That's what they do. You've seen it all year long. Like, don't blame the officials. Like, how teams plays late in the game. Like, you have to adjust. And if the whistle's not going your way, you have to adjust. Start doing something different. And
but in all honesty, in that game, they didn't. It's not like they really had to adjust. They just they missed shots. They were doing the right things, but it just wasn't falling.
The funny thing is that this one account keeps going on about there was a wide open 3 that their best 3-point shooter, their stud, their leading scorer had. Like, he hits that 9 out of 10 times, right? He hits back iron. But now the message is, well, if the officials hadn't been, doing what they've done, we wouldn't have been in that spot where he had to take that 3. It's like, come on, really? He took one earlier, but you didn't say that. Like, it just bothers me. Officials are going to miss calls, okay? Officials are going to officiate games certain ways. That happens. Like, it's not a perfect, what do I want to call it? A perfect equation, right? Like, there's so many different variables. Yeah. And my thing is, that's the second time that Grand Canyon has been down by 7, 8, 9 points against UT Arlington late in the ball game and come back to beat them. So what that tells me is, one, you have a good closing team in Grand Canyon, and you don't have a good closing team in UT Arlington, or at least a team that hasn't figured out how to win a ball game like that in that situation.
Late game. Yeah.
And that's not a shot against UT Arlington. It's just, guys, you got to realize Grand Canyon closes ball games. Like, they were down against Stephen F. Austin, came back and won that game, and they only shot 30%. So, like, I'll get mad at officials. I'll yell and scream and everything else. Like, it happens. Man alive, I won't blame them for a loss.
Well, but I mean, are there occasions where you would?
Maybe. I mean, I did in a tournament a couple of years ago when the umpire took the bat out of my DHH's hand when it hit the plate, and he had to swing it crap with, I think he was the tying run or the go-ahead run, something like that. But he did it twice too. So if it happens over and over again, it's going to make me even more mad. But if it happens, okay, great. But if we have a big lead, it's not only officials that are going to cause me to lose that game.
Yeah. Well, I just think, I mean, my son was briefly talking about this tonight because he's a Chiefs fan, and everybody dogs on him, or everyone was at school, because he's all pumped, like, yeah, my teammate's
bandwagon guy, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, there's all that stuff, and it's fun. It's fun to watch because I remember, as a kid, like, my teams would make it to the, to the championship games, and people would say the same things, and or like, they'd win it all and say, oh, the refs helped you, and blah blah blah, and that's what they're saying about the Chiefs. Is it's like, oh, the refs are out there. It's like they might as well be wearing a Chiefs jersey, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, well, hold on. You go back and look at the Chiefs Bills game in the regular season. You got Kadarius Toney with his foot on the line. I mean, he's lined up offsides.
He is lined up offside. Like, 100%.
But all year, that call had not been made. And then after that, it was called maybe another 2 games. But in the past, however many years, small handful of times that has ever been called.
Okay, well, what about the pass interference on the Eagles and the Eagles Chiefs NFL Super Bowl game last year?
Agree. Well, and so that's my thought. My question is there a time where you can say, yeah, you know what? We did it despite all the odds. We did everything we could to come back and win that game or to hold on to that game. And the referee, they cost us that game. Has there ever been a moment like that where you're like,
well, sure. Like I admitted it. Like there's times when umpires miss calls or call somebody out when they shouldn't. Like or not call somebody out, but the home plate umpire rings somebody up on a terrible pitch. It's not even close, and that's the ball game. Like that ends the game, right? 3-2 pitch, bases loaded. Bottom of the ninth, winning run on third, and you call a pitch that's not even close just because maybe you wanted it. I don't know what goes through the minds of the officials, right? Like I don't. Yeah. Some officials, when I see them, at ball games, I know we're going to be in for a long night because they make the game about themselves.
Yeah.
I'm of the opinion that if you're a good basketball, if you're a good team anywhere, right? Football, basketball, baseball, whatever. If you are leading by a significant number, in 9 in college basketball, with the 3-point line, not necessarily significant, but it's significant enough.
Especially
if you're leading by 9 with 3.5 minutes to go, and here's the other kicker, right? UT Arlington didn't get GCU in the bonus until with a minute left. So they played 19 whole minutes without getting GCU in the bonus. So that tells me, 1, you're settling for shots. 2, you're not attacking. And 3, you're not creating contact to draw those fouls.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, so back to my point. Like it's same thing with a football team. If you lead, but let's take the Lions, okay, in the NFC Championship game. No reason that they should have lost that ball game at all. Like I know they had a fumble that led to a touchdown, and so forth and so on, but you can't lose that game.
No,
that's the difference between a good team and a bad that's the difference between a great team and a good team. Yeah. Those are the teams that can close out ball games when they have a lead late in the ballgame.
Yeah.
So that's my only thing is, and officials are going to make calls that you're not going to like down the stretch. I get it. But you still have to play through that. And you can't put all the blame on that because you still have to execute on the offensive end. You still have to get stops on the defensive end. Like it has to happen. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like the officials don't win or lose you the game. They can impact it, but they won't win or lose you the game.
Yeah.
Sorry. That's my rant for the night. I apologize, everybody.
Nope. It's good. I mean, here's the thing. It's something that, like, as a coach, I try to preach to my, to my kids constantly. Don't give the umpires the ability to take the bat out of your hands, for instance. Don't let the umpires, decide the game. You should be going up there, green light, ready to swing. You find a pitch that's close, you're doing something to it, right? Basketball, I don't know well enough. I mean, I'm the coach of my kids' team, but I mean, I don't know what I'm doing out there, so we won't talk about that. But I mean, I just think in general, umpires, refs, whatever you want to call them in the different sports, that you can't leave it up to them. If you're executing at a high enough level throughout the entire game or whatever, it should never come down to them. It's just those few moments where I'm like, well, at what point can you say, yeah, that loss was 100% on the umpire? And for me, if it's one call, 2 calls, like, you can't. But if it's a consistent theme throughout the game, there's got to be some weight put on those and on those refs and stuff. But
yeah,
I don't know. It's interesting. Yeah. I love. It reminds me of the video I saw this week, and maybe you've seen it too. It's a like a little girls' like softball game where Team A is pitching to Team B, and the batter is probably 2 to 3 steps outside of the box towards the pitcher and lays down this bunt that goes right back to the pitcher. And number one, she should have been called out because she's out of the box. But then she keeps running to the pitcher after she's bunted it. And then immediately takes a hard right angle to first base, gets there safe. Nobody calls anything. The other thing was like she dropped her bat towards the pitcher, which is another reason that you should be called out. And I mean, it was just crazy. Umpires got together. Like, coach comes out and says, "Dude, what are you guys doing?" Umpires come together. They talk. Nothing said. The next inning, the other team is up to bat. Perfect bunt, drops 2 to 3 feet in front of the plate, kind of trickles back, but stops right in front of the plate. Like, not touching the black, not on the plate, anything like that. In front of the plate, catcher picks it up. This girl is already like past first base. Catcher picks it up. Umpire calls foul ball. And it's like, I think in those instances, if that's the repetition throughout the game, throw it on the umpires. That's their fault. But
Yeah.
oh,
Oh,
love it.
good times. Good
Guys,
times.
I want good weather. I want to get back out on the field. I hate this being cooped up. You know how they say,
Well,
what do
it's
they
supposed
call
to
it?
snow this weekend too, I think. If I remember right. I think I saw that.
No, please not.
How long
Like,
does it take our buddy to freaking set up a phone?
I don't know, man. Depends on what he's trying to
He
do.
hasn't even called me back. Like, what are you doing?
Like, is he hitting up a VPN on his phone so that he
I
can
don't
like make
know.
bets and do other things that you probably shouldn't do on your cell phone?
Ugh. Good times. We have fun with our buddy Rob. He's a good dude. He's a really
Yep.
good dude. And he has the green bubble message phone, and it's annoying. I'm an iPhone guy, so deal with it. But that'll be another rant for another episode.
Yeah,
I
don't get me
hate
started
group
with
text
Android
messages
people.
where there's somebody that has the green bubble. Like, it bugs me all. Like, words
Have
can't
they
even
fixed it?
express how it bugs me.
Have they fixed it? Because I remember it used to be where like you would send a text, and then all of a sudden, if like because there's an Android person in the group chat, that if somebody from an iPhone likes a message, it would then send like a follow-up email, text message to everybody saying that somebody liked it. And then if an Android person, like
It still does that, even in
does
just
it,
a straight iPhone group message. Yeah,
I hate that.
the fantasy
Like,
football league that I'm in, that happens a lot. So, yeah, good
that drives
times.
me nuts.
Good
It drives
times.
me nuts. It also drives me nuts. People that just can't read very specific information.
Yeah.
Like a quick rant. And if any of them by happenstance, listen to this podcast, I apologize if I'm talking about you, but it is annoying trying to like get this whole baseball team set up. So we've talked about it. We're running 2 teams this year. So I've got 20 something players I got to order jerseys from. And
Wow.
so I get in the team chat weeks ago and I say, "Hey, parents, trying to get all this stuff set up. Here is exactly what I need. I need to know your kid's hat size, their jersey size, pant size. As far as jerseys and stuff, I'll have a few examples at practice, over the next couple nights, have them try it on so we can get an exact size in, and as well as hats. That stuff's the easy stuff. It's the pants that I need you guys to measure out because the place we go through does custom sizes. So give me like their waist measurement, give me their inseam measurement. Tell me if you want them to have the short, pants with the elastic, the knickerbocker type style, or if they want full length with no elastic or full length with elastic. I don't care. Please get me this information. Send me a side email. Here's my email. This is the easiest way for me to keep track of everything. Please send me that in the group chat. Oh, here's my kid's sizes and phone number and their jersey number that they want, and yeah. Oh, and their pant size, there'll be a youth extra large. Wasn't an option. Please read what I said. I gave it very specific bullet point. This is what I need for each. Send me an email. Here's my email. Nothing. So now I'm like still trying to coordinate, and I've missed some kids' sizes, and we're trying to get all of our stuff submitted and sent off this week because it's gonna, you know how it takes. It takes like 6 weeks for production, then another week to, for delivery. So we get it ordered this week. We'll get it, a week and a half, 2 weeks before the season starts, which it's cutting it close because especially on custom pants, last year we had the debacle where, dude, okay, you probably can't tell, okay, but this is what a kid ordered. Okay, these are 22-inch waist, 22-inch length.
Okay.
You go
Do you
and
fit
look
in
at
those two? I mean, oh wait, no,
Shut
it's
up.
too
No, 'cause
snug
I'm
around
fat.
the waist.
I'm fat.
The
And
inseam
no,
that probably worked.
shut up. So a 22-inch inseam is tiny.
Okay.
You know, like, so most of these kids are probably 26, 27-inch inseam. There's some that are like, I have one kid on my team. He's like a 32-inch inseam. Like, he's a tall kid. And so, yes, I have to like look up to him to talk to him. You know, like we had a game where he got beamed and was pissed off and pointed his bat at the pitcher like he was going to attack him. And I go over there to like get in his face and I'm like looking up at him through his nostrils, like, you can't do that. But yeah, anyways, we had a huge debacle last year where parents didn't order the right pants and kids were like just looking like they're, treading through water because, like the pant leg is too high up, or they couldn't buckle up the pants because they were too tight. And so it gives us no leeway this year. So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting, but it's just like, parents, I tried to make this as simple as possible.
They should just measure your pant
Okay.
inseam and then give it to the kids. It'll work.
Again, I can't say it on this because we're trying to keep it clean, but okay. Listen,
Just give me the old Ross, give me the,
if I could, for cost savings, Kyle,
or the,
I would just order your pant size and then like cut them in half and sew them up. And
hey, I'm down for it. I got plenty of pants that could probably fit them. So yeah, one pair of my pants can fit about 5 kids. It's fine. Whatever. Do what you got to do. I can own that stuff.
Dude,
I'm big.
your pair of pants.
I'm overweight. I get it.
Family. Yeah. I love it.
I get it.
Kyle,
I was going to hold off to see if Rob would join us, but it's taking him forever to set up his phone. It's 10 o'clock at night. What in the world could he be doing with his phone?
Why is he setting his phone up at 10 o'clock at night?
I don't know.
I get a new phone in. I get anything. I got an iPad.
It doesn't take half an hour to figure it out because I messaged him about 30 minutes ago and said, get on. And
well, no, literally 35 minutes ago, we called him. He was on the phone. He's like, oh, just be a second.
Yep. Let's see. When was that? When did I call him? 9:44. What is it now?
Oh, geez. Yeah.
15, 11, 26 minutes ago. So 27 minutes. Excuse me.
You got to get better friends.
I do need to get better friends. I invite you on and you don't come. We could have talked about Vegas. We could have
talked about Vegas.
Here's the cool thing. Now we have 2 episodes within a week's time. That's pretty good for us.
Okay.
We can wait like 3 weeks between.
Yeah.
By the way, for everybody that's watching this, which, from the numbers that I've seen, we haven't had a lot right now. We're going to put this on Substack. It'll still be on the YouTube page, but we're going to put the podcast and we're going to start a little blog on the Substack. So be on the lookout for that. And we're going to maybe write down our adventures and things that we do and have some fun and, let John rant about things. What it's like to be a Smurf. That's probably why he's a Dodger fan, because it's blue.
Listen,
I'm just throwing it out
listen, Dodger blue is much better than Cubs blue. Let me just say that. But hey, while we're talking about the Cubs and Dodgers, everybody, if you're out there, if you're going to concerts, to sports, venues, and you're looking to go to a basketball game, you coming out and joining us at the WAC tournament in Vegas. If you need tickets, turn to SeatGeek, and when you're there, please use promo code Kyle WAC Hoops
Nation.
It's a tongue twister to save how much again? 10%, $10. I can't remember, Kyle. You got
$10 on a $50 order. Yep.
So again, SeatGeek, get your tickets. Use promo code WAC Hoops Nation, and it helps Kyle out. It helps us out. Keep these little adventures of ours going, and look forward to seeing you guys. Yeah, Kyle, just wanted to throw in a little selfish plug there. Hope you don't mind.
Very nice. Very nice.
I know it wasn't. I don't have a script to go off of, so I'm just kind of
very nice. That was good, John. That was good.
That's what my intros would be like.
So we get it.
Yeah, well, that's what my intros would be for, for this.
Should we call him back? I want to call him back right now just to check.
You should.
Maybe asleep. He
Can
better
he
not be
hear
asleep.
me?
I don't know. He should be able to. He's not gonna pick up. Watch this.
Yeah.
He ignores my calls. It's like when our friend Bill calls.
He's probably already climbed into bed. He's got his
He
seat
probably
back
has.
on.
Oh,
Rob.
you.
A call has been
I'm
forwarded
so mad
to
at
an
you.
automatic voice message system.
Leave a
Okay.
message. No, leave a message.
I didn't want to leave a message. It's a waste of time. He's not even gonna listen to it. He'll delete it before he even listens to it.
The shame.
Yeah, it is a shame. We miss you, Rob. We wish you would have come on with us, but we get how it is. We see how you are, but we'll get you on another time.
So he's only coming out Friday night?
Yeah, he's fine on Friday night because he got to work all week. So
Yes.
yeah, we'll go hang out Friday night after the basketball games, or you guys can go do whatever you want. Go to some stores. I know your wives will like that. So this is a clean show. We won't talk about those.
Hey,
But,
whoa. I don't know what you're talking about.
Let's
No,
just say if you know, you know.
The outlets are there. They're great.
They are.
You know what? I may just take him golfing on
You guys
Saturday
go golf.
morning.
You guys go golfing then. I'll be watching the women's championship game, covering the championship game because depending on what teams are playing, I'm usually the only media member in there for women's games. So,
well, we'll be watching it from ESPNU.
Yeah, it will be on ESPNU. It's awesome.
Well,
anyways, guys, we're gonna wrap up this.
Won't be it will be on ESPNU because it won't be up at that one venue in Seattle, right?
Oh dear, let's not get into that. We will talk about this later. All right, we will talk about that later.
Oh, Kyle, getting hot water.
We're gonna have another podcast episode here this week.
Yes.
Maybe we'll. Well, no, because I got to go up to my in-laws' house. I was gonna say we could do it Thursday and do it while we watch some games, but
it can't be Thursday. I'm going to the Jazz game that night.
So there you go.
DJ's birthday, but
nice. Nice.
Maybe Saturday, maybe Friday night we could do a little thing, and then Saturday live stream. After Junior Jazz.
Well, I'll be at Utah Valley because Grand Canyon is playing at Utah Valley that afternoon. So maybe you can go to just the game and watch it and see. The Wolverines won't pull it off, but it'll be fun. So.
Listen, they'll pull it off. Yeah, what time's the game?
2 or 3.
Okay. Yeah, Blythe's game ends at 11, so yeah, I got all day.
Let's see.
I'll come down there. I gotta find my purple GCU rag that I got
it's
a couple
at
years
2
ago.
p.m. Mountain Time. So yeah.
Okay. So,
it plays at 10 o'clock too, so they got the same time.
Nice.
So that's cool.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Enjoy your day, night, whatever. Whenever you listen to this, watch it, whatever you want to do. We enjoy bringing you this No Sauce podcast, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Have a good night, everyone.